What is up, everybody? Today we are going to be reacting to more Cryptonic, and in this video, he is making a cake, but it is actually not him making the cake, as you guys can see in the title. It says that his viewers baked the cake for him. So this is actually going to be very interesting. This is actually a new video, so we'll have to see how well the improvements of the editing happened, and let's hope that it went a little bit better this time. As you guys can see, there's a lot of comments. Yeah, I would subscribe to this guy personally myself. He did make a pretty funny comment there. This one is also pretty good. This is actually a reference to the stream itself. Now, how would I know that without watching? It's because I was actually there for the stream. So if anyone has any more prowess and insight on this video, it'd actually be me more than Cryptonic, because I myself have actually already seen this video at least once because I was there for the stream. So with that being said, I think that we should get right into it and start reacting.
It's so fucked. Yeah, dude! Oh my god. This is awful. Fuck.
Okay, that intro kind of sucked. I mean, what a waste of 10 seconds, honestly. That fucking reeked. Like, get yourself some better editing, dude. Like, what were you doing there? I mean, it was all over the place. You couldn't, there was not a single thing coherent, and I know that was probably trying to be on purpose because of the music in the background being all goofy and wacky and all that, but, like, you can't start off a video like that. It's just kind of like, oh, flashing colors, look at this, now laugh, ha 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 ha. And it's kind of like, it's kind of, I don't know, I would say it's kind of, rude and, I don't know, sort of like demeaning. I would have to say, like, you're kind of making your audience seem like a bunch of stupid idiot TikTok idiots, so that's not nice. We're baking a cake.
Alright, so you may notice on the on this little thing right here that there are certain point values associated with different things that you can add to my cake. And I'm gonna be trying to follow a recipe that I have on my phone. But obviously, as you guys add things, it's gonna become more and more difficult to actually do it. I have all the ingredients right here that I'm gonna be using. However, if you guys are planning on adding stuff, that'll have to come on out, alright? Alright, flour, eggs, we need the eggs. Here we have
I don't know what that
and
meant.
our eggs. You guys only get this amount of eggs. If you guys do the eggs, the $10 per egg thing, more than this amount of eggs,
Who would spend $10 for a fucking egg to be added to a cake
one
that
last
already
thing
has
that I
eggs?
need to get.
That just sounds like a waste of $10.
Alright, the recipe calls for the first step to be whipping the eggs and sugar. So
that is actually a pretty smart move. Actually putting up a little indentation or thing on screen telling you what he is looking at. It's actually pretty smart. I do like that a lot, although it does come off as a little brighter than I want it to. And the sound effect was pretty nice, although it didn't feel like it just felt like it was played randomly and didn't actually come up with the thing itself. Maybe if maybe they synced it up a little bit more, it could have been a little bit better, but I do feel like there's something off about that sound effect playing, although I did like it.
And we're gonna do that. It didn't say how many eggs. Chat, it doesn't say what all I need. It doesn't say how many I need. Dude, this is an awful recipe. Just put a random amount? What do you mean just put a random amount? Okay, chat, it starts now. You can go ahead.
Now, based off of the knowledge that we have here, he said that it was a horrible recipe, which probably isn't the case. I don't know if you'd be able to know this or not, because we don't know if he's actually skilled or anything, or well diversed in how cakes are made and all that. Although, why would he need a recipe for a cake if he's already done cakes before? So it just kind of seems weird. A little weird comment. Maybe he was just saying that just to seem like it could have been, like, if maybe by the end the viewers made a bad cake or something, and that it could also be the ingredients fault or the recipe's fault because it's so bad, as he put it. But without any further information, we can only assume, so, you know.
Go ahead and start doing stuff. The first step is to wash your hands, chat. I don't know if you guys know this. I need to crack 4 eggs in a bowl. 4?
Most people should wash their hands. I think that's actually a pretty good lesson that he implemented there. I'm glad that the editor decided to keep that in because that was not really, I wouldn't say a joke per se, but more of just like a point out like, hey guys, remember you got to wash your hands when you're making things or dealing with food, because it's kind of gross if you don't, you know. Kind of a good influence, I'd have to say.
Really? I'm gonna cut the recipe in half. I'm gonna cut it in half.
Hello, Cryptonic. You need to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract.
Okay, that's not that bad. That's not that bad. Alright, the first thing. 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract.
Hello, Cryptonic. You need to add 1/4 teaspoon of salt.
Oh my
You got
god.
me?
Okay.
The reference to an
Okay,
emote,
calm
you guys
down.
can get it.
Calm down, chat. Damn it. Dude, it's so hard to open.
The reference is from
Teaspoon
Fortnite.
goes in of vanilla.
Tonic, you need to add 1/4 cup of flour.
To this? You guys are assholes.
Hello, Cryptonic.
Dude,
You need to add 1 tablespoon of oil.
who the fuck redeemed oil? Chat.
Now, you're probably wondering why that's such a big deal. It actually wasn't really pointed out. If he, you know, simply just like said a list of all the points instead of just showing at the bottom right constantly, which adds a little bit to the screen color because you already have a chat here, and not to mention the chat also has a weird bad background to it. Like you got to fix this. But if you guys see right here, which my webcam is covering, and I'm not going to change my webcam because that's a little too much work. Let's be honest. It says that it is 100k points to add 1 tablespoon of oil. Now that might sound like a little bit for a lot of points, but to be remindful, a lot of people actually, including me, who sent the points over, a lot of people actually have a lot of points built up because of how little he does these like point exchange stuff with his chat. So he made it a lot just because oil is kind of gross, right? You don't want oil in your cake. Apparently this is actually a bad idea because he does end up using a lot of oil later on. So, you know, just a lot of cash for, you know, not that much of a reward, you know what I mean?
This is the earliest step. Save your points. Please save your points. Oh my god.
He wants us to save our points because he doesn't really want everyone to drain out on everything, sending something that's not really worth that much, as the oil is not worth that much, right? And he also wants it to be entertaining throughout the cake video, because if you just have everybody spend at the very beginning, then there's nothing happening between all the rest of it other than that, wow, I am trying to make something that is already bad very good, and that's not going to happen. So, you know, like, you got to keep it fluent and spread out throughout the entire video.
Of course I have to add flour to this. This doesn't even make sense to add flour to. Like, even as a joke, it just makes it weird and gross. Okay.
Hello,
Flour.
Cryptonic. You need to add 1 teaspoon of baking soda.
Now, it is kind of ironic that he says that is weird and gross when in the background he has mayonnaise, which he plans to add into the cake. Now that is kind of gross, wouldn't you say? Like, mayonnaise being a disgusting fucking pile of garbage and gloop, right? And he's saying that it's gross to add flour into something that's basically nothing, right? It's just oil and eggs, right? And basically what he's saying in vanilla extract, what he's saying is that, like, flour is so gross to add to something that's barely made, but the whole point of making a cake is that you start from nothing, which is a bunch of random, like, ingredients. Like, you just kind of looks for random and probably might smell bad, right? And you're adding a bunch of random ingredients, but in the end, once it's cooked, it's going to taste good, right? So him saying that and then adding in the mayonnaise just kind of conflicts with what he's just said, because it's like, but mayonnaise are gross. Why would you add that to a cake? That sounds disgusting. But if you think about it, eggs are in mayonnaise, right? And it goes very well, and with the pastiness of it, right? It goes very well with a cake. So it's actually a really good ingredient to add. But adding it to eggs is probably going to make you just throw up thinking about it, right? It's just disgusting, right? So it's kind of weird that he made that comment. It just kind of seems like a out of nowhere thing to say, and I don't even understand why the editor put that in the first place, since it contradicts with something that happens later in the stream.
Thanks, Kurt's Gazette. Baking soda?
That wasn't actually Kurt's Gazette, by the way.
Bro.
What he's doing is he's doing fake voices, like little AI voices. Now, they don't sound that accurate and that good, but that's okay because it's kind of funny and adds to the charm a little bit that they're saying these recognizable voices, saying these pretty funny things. And what makes it even more funny is the attempts that AI tries to make at trying to replicate these voices, making it sound very stupid and robotic, and even having little strokes here and then going and just saying nonsense, right?
I have a request. Add 2 minutes to the cooldown of everything. All right, please. You can do that, right? Because this is a lot. This is a lot.
Hello, Cryptonic. You need to add 1/4 teaspoon of salt.
1/4 teaspoon of salt. Okay, that's queued up. There's your baking.
How I believe he pulled this off is I don't think he actually had in real time it loading up the question. He wanted to make sure that all the questions are at least say what he wants them to say, right? And later in the video, he actually points out like, oh, I don't know why Markiplier has a stroke every time that he says something about, I think it was chocolate chips, right? And he doesn't want that. He doesn't know why that's happening. But I think what he did is he actually just recorded a couple times of each individual point redeem system with every single voice. That way there's a little bit of differences between them, and also that you can hear the part where it's supposed to matter, like him saying you need to add this, right? Because that's the point that matters. You don't want to have to constantly be looking at the logs of what people have sent, right? I think what he did is he actually just pre-recorded that and then added that as a sound effect that plays into the message whenever it's redeemed, because I think that would be actually easier to do. So I don't know why he had to point that out, and it just kind of seems like something that's a little off to me.
Soda.
You need to put some chocolate chips in that recipe.
Really? Already? Okay. You guys are going.
Cryptonic.
Oh God.
You need to add 1 teaspoon of baking powder.
I'm not even gonna have time to follow the recipe. There's your baking powder. I shouldn't have put it in there. Okay, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. This was an awful idea for a stream already, guys.
Hello, Cryptonic.
What's
you
up?
need to add 1 tablespoon of oil.
Really? Again? The tablespoons of oil?
Hello, Cryptonic.
I need to do the oil. I need to get the oil. Where is the oil? I swear I bought oil. There we go. It's Crisco, dude. You're gonna give me a heart attack. Cool.
One thing I don't really like is the way that the AI pronounces Cryptonic. They call him Cryptonic, and I just don't think that it's spelled that way at all, so I don't know how the AI comes up with that kind of pronunciation. It kind of seems a little weird to me.
Cool, that's gonna be gross. Let me whip these into something. We're doing it all in one.
Tonic. You need to add 1/4 cup of sugar.
That's not that bad. That's pretty good, actually. There's no recipe here. It's so fucked, dude. This is not happening. I'm whipping it. It's gonna turn out fine, chat. Dude, if you guys hear those kids outside, they are screaming. Do not worry about it. What is the next step?
What I do have to say is those subtitles was actually placed pretty poorly. If it were me, I wouldn't have placed them so low because you need them to be a little bit visible. Also, probably shouldn't randomly add something there if it doesn't need to be added. You could pretty much hear them clearly. I think it was just added there for the joke, probably for the meme, but honestly, it needs to be raised up a little bit. It's kind of like out of the way. There's so much screen clutter. If you're going to add more, might as well put it in the middle of the screen, right? Not like directly in the middle, I mean just like slightly lower, but you know, it's kind of like covered up by the subtitle or the timeline here. If I go back.
Dude, this is not happening. I'm whipping it.
Get ready?
It's gonna turn out fine, chat. Dude, if you guys hear those kids
Okay, never mind, I was wrong, but that's okay because it's not that high up. It's just basically touching.
outside, they are screaming. Do not worry about it. What is the next step? Please tell me. Gradually add flour. Whisk together the flour, baking powder, and salt, then add it into egg mixture. What was next? Baking powder? We already have quite a bit of baking powder in there. Chat, did I miss anybody's?
Hello, Cryptonic.
I had to say that the thing that I don't really like about this little pop-up here that happens, it seems very default and untried for. If you added a custom image, it would have been pretty cool. You can have the default text and everything too, like it's fine. It's just like, why would you put the shitty garbage sticker that happens to be here, and it's just so annoying and stupid. Also, it covers chat, which is fine, but like if it's not going to be a custom image, then what's the point of doing that? You could have put it at top right, which would have been clear because there's 2 bars here of the entire thing is used, and this space right here, this little square, is unused. So you know, it would have fit well.
Spoon of salt.
You know what? That works.
Hello, Cryptonic. You need to order 1/2 cup of cocoa.
Really? That's the first cocoa we've had. You know
Hello,
what?
Internet. You need to add 1/2 cup of milk.
Milk! This sucks. Chat, we're cooking something. It's coming together.
Hello, Cryptonic. You need to add 1 teaspoon of baking powder.
You know what? We'll estimate. No, we won't. You know what?
Look, one thing I have to say about this is that the video idea is actually pretty fun and pretty cool, right? Thing I don't like about it is that the editor decided to only put in basically the request, which is getting really repetitive right now, and we're not even halfway through, right? It's like, yes, we get it. They keep adding stuff. If it was like, you show at the very beginning that they're adding stuff, right? So you know, like, there's crazy stuff is happening, right? We already know that that's happening about like 3 or 4 in, right? So what you do is you space it out by adding in fun little tidbits and clips and like jokes that go around, because I know that there was many that happened between the stream. It's so goofy. It's like this weird scenario, this weird setting, which is unseen before, right? And there's so much stuff that happened in between, and it's like that's all gets shut down and thrown away. And yeah, it's just like kind of strange. It kind of makes it harder to watch.
It's actually not making it
especially
that
gives
bad,
it no
chat.
replay value,
You
which
need to
I
put
guess
some chocolate
Cryptonic
chips
might
in
not
that.
care too much about. And this is actually one of the things I was talking about. Now, as you could see on the list, which I'm covering up, there is no mention of protein powder. And what he's holding on the screen is protein powder. And the editor fails tremendously by not showing why this is happening. It just looks random, right? Why is he showing the protein powder and stuff like that? But there's no reason. But if you were watching the stream, if you were there in the stream, there's actually a story behind that. It's because there was no more oil to be added, right? So he replaced the oil with what's it called? Protein powder, because that's actually a pretty decent choice. Like, it's not in a cake at all ever, and it's kind of cool, you know. And it could be way worth more 100k, because every other points is usually added into a cake, but the protein powder would be the most costing one, and something that's not actually in a cake most of the time. So this is actually a pretty unique idea. It's just the editing just ruins the story behind it, because it's like, why is he doing this? It's because it was a run-on joke. Now, the run-on joke could have gone out throughout the entire video, and then once this happens, it would have been a clear reason for why this is showing up, and also adds more to the joke because it's actually happening, right? So it's actually missed opportunity here.
There you go. That's all you get. That's all you get.
And he doesn't
Hello,
even show him pouring it in. He's just showing off the protein.
Cryptonic, you need to add 1/4 teaspoon of
And
salt.
then it's showing the salt, which I know for a fact appears multiple times after this, right? But while it's saying the salt, it shows the protein powder, and it's like, dude, this isn't for the salt, this is for the oil. But you also didn't say anything about it being for the oil, so even if the oil thing was to pop up here and he pulled out the thing, it wouldn't make that much sense.
Okay. Thanks, Patrick. Alright, I'm not gonna do a full scoop. You wanna know why? A full scoop looks like this. That's a lot. You gotta admit, that's a lot.
Hello, Cryptonic. You need to add
So
1/4
how much did he add? Half? We don't know. He just added in some protein powder for no discernible reason, because the editing is so fucking bad that you're not able to understand what's happening. Okay? I'm not trying to be overly dramatic about it. It's just very annoying, because this video could have turned out very well. As you guys can see, the animations and stuff like that are pretty clean, and this is a paid-for editor, so I just don't understand like why there's so many huge mistakes.
1/4 cup of sugar.
That goes in there. Chat, let me show you. Hold on, let me look up what comes next, and then let me show you. Hot melted butter in milk. Use microwave or stove to heat milk with the butter until it melts.
That whoosh noise, that was actually pretty good. Although the whoosh noise sounds like it's way too fast for something that's like slowly creeps out. If it just was voom and not voom, you know, it probably would have came off a little bit better. I forgot to so there's this joke that I've been doing with reaction videos. I forgot to actually improve my video quality because I was doing it so the video quality gets better and better as the reactions happen for some reason, instead of doing the opposite. And I guess that was mainly because I didn't want what's it called? I didn't really want anyone to care about the reactions for the older videos and more of the reactions for the newer videos, since I'm going to actually probably keep doing this because this is actually kind of funny, I think. So anyways, basically what I just did there is I made it better by turning off the delay. So there was delay on the camera. I'm pretty sure you could tell. I mean, there's a lot of delay. I think 300 milliseconds or so. But now there's no more delay, so as you guys can see, whenever I stop talking, it actually stops and doesn't show something that's happening a little bit before or after I say it. Yeah, so I forgot to do that. Anyways, yeah, so like I was saying, it's not like I hate the editor. I've been pointing it out a lot throughout these reaction videos. It's just like, it's mainly like the video itself. Like, you wait so long for a video to come out, and hopefully that's not going to be the case anymore, as Cryptonic has said multiple times that he's going to try to do weekly uploads, and this is 3 days old, or so I think 4 days now. And the video, there's should be enough, that should be enough time to probably get down another video edited, or at least mostly edited. There's a couple more days left. Hopefully the next video comes out well and on time. And if it doesn't, it'll be very, very disappointing, because these videos take a long time to come out. They're pretty good concepts, and most of the time the editing is pretty decent. I just don't point out most of the time when it's good. I mainly point out the times where it's not. Which might sound like it comes out a lot. It's just I'm mainly just over explaining things because I'm reacting, you know. That's what you got to do when you're a reactor. So it's real, but it's also sort of a character that I'm putting on just to add like more time to the reaction, because as you guys can see here, it's a 13-minute video, and I really want this to be like a 40-minute video, you know. Gotta make it extremely long.
We are making something vile. I shouldn't have given you guys this power. I should have made it all cost money. Does anyone here think that he missed one of your orders? I know that I still need to do the butter, but I think that's it, right? I've gotten everything else, right? Salt.
Hello,
Incoming.
Cryptonic.
Yep. Thanks, Patrick. This is gonna be put on hold to mix until we make our milk and butter mixture. Okay, chat. Slight issue. I only have this. I don't know how much butter the recipe calls for.
Another thing I think was done bad. The idea was fine, right? There's so much movement that happens after. It just looks awkward. I don't even know what it really is. I might have just pointed it out, but I'm not even sure if that's the reason. So he says it, right?
I don't.
And then it starts talking, and if he just held there, but he doesn't, he goes,
butter the recipe.
And then I feel like maybe after he does that, he starts continuing his sentence, so there's no reason to like go, here's this, and then zoom in, and then zoom out, and then he does the face, right? And then while he's doing the face, it does the talking. I think that could have been better, but I also don't think that could have worked, because maybe right after he starts talking, so why even add that little like overlap voice thing if it's not going to work out? It seems like it was forced just so you can add more like, hey guys, I edited the video, by the way. You could tell because look, edit, there's an edit right here. And it just seems like a weird choice, I'd have to say.
He calls for, but I will use this entire stick of butter. No more butter requests, but I will use all of this. I added more butter. This is all that I have. This is all that I have. We have a butter dish, and the butter dish has this much butter. That is about as much as you added. Dude, the butter isn't coming off the spoon. Oh, I gotta put my hands in it. Yeah. Alright, there's your butter. Alright, it goes in. So how are you guys doing?
Hello, Cryptonic. You need to...
Alright, so it said to add
That was actually a pretty decent joke. I do wish that the camera quality was better, so whenever he zoomed in right here,
Hello, Cryptonic. You need...
it didn't look so pixelated, like, you know, it just kind of looks bad. And I wish that it was a little bit better, but that's okay, because the joke is still pretty funny, and the pixelation probably adds a little bit to the humor. I just think it kind of points out how bad the quality looks, when you're zooming in on something, you know?
Alright, so it said to add a little bit of the batter.
Also, something seems off about this recording. I think that the frame rate was probably 15 second of FPS. Because it seems very low and kind of makes it look like there's latency on the video.
To this little mixture to cool it down and to lighten it, apparently. All right, I think that's good. And I think now the next step is to mix it in with this. Slowly pour milk mixture back into whipped eggs. Gross, gross, gross. Oh god.
Not really.
God, I did it wrong, didn't I? Chat, I have a feeling I did it wrong.
It only really gets gross is whenever you start adding a bunch of oil to it.
Dude!
Because it's a cake, and cakes don't really have
Mix,
oil.
Please. Dude, I forgot that this whisk is absolutely terrible.
Hello, Cryptonic.
Once again, another pretty cool idea here where he adds this little animation thing that doesn't have any sound effects to it, so it's kind of like the stock... let me find it for you. It kind of reminds me of this joke right here, but without the sound effects. I fucking hate this, by the way. So I think it's stupid, but at the same time, there's so much clutter, it just kind of ruins it. Like, it would have been fine if it was either smaller, like maybe top right, like I've said before, where top right is not occupied by anything, but also doesn't need to be there because there's already 4 things on the screen that you're paying attention to. The notification, and this isn't even counting auditorially, right? The notification, the chat, the points is still there, even though it doesn't need to be, right? It's mainly there for the viewers, but there's no video or recording cut and streamer cut where the recording doesn't have the points and the stream does, or the same thing with the chat, whatever. So it's just like a bunch of shit is everywhere on the screen. Oh, and then the other thing you're looking at is the streamer and the and what they're making.
You need to add 1/4 cup of sugar.
It's just a lot of
I have
garbage.
a feeling this is either gonna taste terrible or it's just gonna taste really sweet. This stream would be a lot worse if everybody could redeem at once. Then you would all just spam chocolate chips for eternity. Speaking of chocolate chips, we haven't had one of.
Here's one of classic roast, right? This is okay, ready? This video would have been better if the editor was fired. Yeah, I just said that, guys. Cryptonic goes back to editing. We're all good, guys, because Cryptonic really knows what he's doing, and he has a clear vision. The only problem is how long it's going to take for the videos to come out. So, get someone who's better at editing. Simple.
those in a while.
You need to put some chocolate chips in that recipe.
Alright. I don't know why Markiplier's having a stroke every time he asks for chocolate chips. Chat, I kind of feel like trying it. Should I try the batter? Oh god. I spilled way too much salt in there. Should I try it? No? Why are you guys saying no? I feel like for how much salt you guys have added, you guys have also added so much sugar. If anything, it's just gonna be bland, I think. Chat, could somebody give me some flour?
Hello, Cryptonic. You need to add 1/4 cup of flour.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You gave me the $4? How much is that? 1 cup of flour? I shouldn't have asked for the flour. I shouldn't have asked for the flour. Okay, this is basically mixed. Now, I need to add a whole nother cup of flour.
You need to put some chocolate chips in that recipe.
You know what? For once, I'm happy with chocolate chips. Alright, here's your cup of flour. Oh my god. Dude, this is not mixing in. Chat, this is awful. Somebody want to add milk?
Tonic.
It looks so
You
slow.
need to add 1 teaspoon of baking powder.
That only adds to the
Why
dryness.
did I make it 1 teaspoon, dude? Somebody just give me some milk, please. Actually,
Hello, Internet. You need to add
Now, me
1/2
being
cup.
the soy little, you know, follower, simp, maybe even parasocial moderator of Cryptonic streams, I did actually go along with his wishes of adding more milk, and actually added a little bit more milk. And you might think, like, this is just because I'm a glazer, you know, I really, really care about Cryptonic or something, but no, I just really want the cake to actually be edible and not burned, so it's actually a pretty simple explanation. If he adds more milk, it makes it a higher chance of it actually being a cake that he can eat, which would be good, because you want him to eat something that's good, and not something that catches his house on fire.
Cup of milk.
thank goodness.
You need to put some chocolate chips in that recipe.
Chat, the bag of chocolate chips is almost empty. We've almost gone through a whole bag of chocolate chips. We need to stop, okay? We need to stop. This
basically means that anyone who has added vanilla extract basically wasted that, because there's no point of adding vanilla.
is hard.
It's a chocolate cake.
Hello, Cryptonic. You need to add 1 teaspoon of baking powder.
A whole teaspoon. Damn it! It spilled so much. My own personal piece of the recipe. Mayo.
Gross.
It makes it more moist, chat. I promise you.
True.
Just a scoop. Actually gross? You simply have never baked before.
And that doesn't mean I can't say that mayonnaise is gross. He brings up a point, and it's a good point, and mayonnaise is still gross. I say it's gross, and it goes along with it anyways. And the editor, I think, cut out something about that, but it's fine.
Hello, Cryptonic. You need to add 1/4 teaspoon of
It looks like salt is the last thing we're doing. I think we are at the finish line, chat. Chat, this recipe was for vanilla.
Another thing is that the editor highlights comments randomly. Like when he said actually gross, he was reading the comment, so wouldn't it be highlighted, right? Some of the things he says are things that the chat says, and he doesn't highlight it. I don't know.
Cake. We made a chocolate cake. Thanks to you
Also,
guys.
if you make it, it seems less of a stream turned into a video, and more like a video turned in that would just happen to be a stream. And I don't know if that's on purpose or not, but I think if you made it so it looked like more like oh, he streams too, guys. Like, look at all this stream stuff. It might entice people to actually watch his streams a little bit more, since we only get a little bit of extra viewers every now and then.
Pour into 2 cake pans lined with parchment/baking paper.
Like,
chat.
we all know this is like a stream guy who makes videos, right? Not like a video guy that makes streams. So I think it'd be more beneficial.
This is apparently for a 2-layer cake. I did not read the recipe, but we're making 2 layers, and I have icing for us to work with. I'm getting it ready to go in the oven. I need to find 2 cake sheets. I think these work, right? Why are they so crusty? Because we've used them before, and they're old. Chat, this is how you put a cake in a pan. This is exactly how you do it. First, you need to oil your pan. Just adding a bit of oil to each of these. I might have just put way too much. Then you spread it with your fingers. And now we pour in the cake mix that we just made. I think that's a good amount. Mud? Yeah, it's mud. Yeah, this one definitely has a lot more, but it's fine. You know, we'll see. We'll see. Nick, is your family aware of what you're doing to that poor kitchen? They are, and they love it. Bake for 30 minutes. It doesn't say what temperature, dude. This is the worst recipe I've ever seen. Chat, does anybody have any suggestions? 400 or 350? 350 is good. All right, well, we're waiting for it to preheat. It might take a bit, but once it is preheated, we will be able to bake this. Chat, I'm actually very scared for this one. I think it's gonna burn. This one that's not full as much. Chat, look at the difference. It's gonna burn. All right, chat, it is time to put it in the oven. And chat, those stay in for at least 25 minutes. We will check.
I'm pretty sure the reason why I spammed this email was because he smashed something. Maybe he grabbed out the hammer. It could have been fun to show that, right? Like, all this time, almost all of it was just, hey, look, now he's doing a task that somebody sent. Instead of, like, half of that being the task, and then half of that being, like, fun little moments that happened in the stream. Because it's just kind of stupid. It's just, I don't know, it makes it less enjoyable to watch. It's just like, oh, wow, and then this happens again, and then this happens again, and then this happens again. Instead of, like, oh, this is a pretty wholesome, fun little moment.
Check on them afterwards, and we will see. Okay, chat.
Like, it's a cool idea, but don't make that the reason. Make that the reason why people clicked on the video, and why people want to see the ending. Not really the reason why people want to keep watching the video in between, right? You gotta keep something interesting and new happening in between. So you gotta keep adding those jokes in instead of just blah 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 joke, blah 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 joke, because it's not really that entertaining.
What gamba should we have then? If you guys really
Especially
want
if you do all of that waiting for the video to go on about how he's adding ingredients that chat is adding, actually making him mad, right? And then if the joke just fails or falls off or doesn't click with the viewer, then it's just like all that time wasted for a fucking joke that didn't land.
to gamba, what should it be? Nick eats both cakes today. For the gamba, dude, it's 8:56. We've been here for 2 hours, or an hour and a half actually. Can he finish the entire thing in 1 hour? Chat, I don't like these gambas because they are punishments for me for you guys making a bad cake. There we go. All right, let's check. It came out clean. I will try to do what the recipe says, but they might fall apart. Fuck. Chat, it's great.
Big Oreo.
I had a genius idea and nobody can stop me. Give me 1 second, chat. Oh, it's gonna be great.
Oh, he glazing it.
Hey.
Okay.
What's up?
Now, that all being said, right? Do the jokes. Show what happens in between the streams. Or in between the adding to the cake, right? And then he spends a whole minute doing this one joke.
What's up?
And it's the
really
same
nice
joke.
To meet you. Oh,
And it's a good one. It's really good. But it's just like a minute of this, but not gonna show anything that happened in between.
You got your
Like, if you're gonna make it a pretty decently,
Nice. Now I'll get mine.
like, I know you want to cut it down to at least 10 minutes or around 10 minutes, right? But like I said, you just cut out all the unnecessary garbage of, hey, he's adding more stuff, right? And you just replace it with the fun times, the funny moments, right? And not all of them, just the parts that were good, right? Because there was good parts and then there was bad parts. And that's usually what happens in a stream. It's not all 100% good, right? So just only keep in the good parts. That doesn't feel like this represented the stream at all. It just kind of feels like it butchered it a little bit, you know? And I wish it was a little bit different. But that being said, I don't think that I didn't like this video, or I don't like Cryptonic videos or anything like that. In fact, I keep watching and I keep staying in the streams because I find him very entertaining. It's just whenever I'm making a live reaction thing joke, I want to put in honest opinions that aren't lies, but also fill it out so the joke is funnier, because it's like, how did he turn this into a 40-minute long video, right? So like I'm just like yapping, and that's the joke, right? I'm Blabbermouth the second, and I'm here to give my knowledge, right? Basically, it's just like, I find more things that can irritate me out of something, but doesn't really ruin a video. I just say like it just makes it bad, which isn't that good to say, right? I don't know really how to explain this. Basically, it's like there's a lot of things in the video that I don't really like and that I think it could have done better, right? But it doesn't really matter that much because, number one, I still think that overall the video was good and not bad. There's just a lot of problems with it because it's not going to be the best. I mean, he's not the most subscribed YouTuber. He's not even had to have that many subscribers or viewers. It's mainly just like, and that kind of reflects in the content, I think. Maybe it could just be luck. I'm pretty sure it's luck. He thinks it's skill. I think it's luck, for the most part. And I think like it's just like, you know, I was there for the stream, so I got the moments. It was all fun. It's just like I feel like it was robbed of showing everybody else the moments in a little highlight clip or video. When the editor fails to do so, it just kind of irritates me a little bit. But it's not really, I don't know. I don't really have that much of a problem with the editor. Francis, by the way. He does pretty decently good, but I just feel like when you have someone paying $100 and this happens, which is like a $20 or $40 video, edited wise, I just feel like it's a waste, like a huge waste, and not worth it at all. Like you could have just found better. But this is kind of probably like the envision and style that Cryptonic's going for. I mean, obviously he has a couple complaints too, but they're not really that big compared to mine because he doesn't really care too much. He thinks overall, and it's mostly because it's like him in the video, and right, and it's like more about like if he thinks that his videos are good, right, and less of if the viewers like me think the video is good. It's kind of more like is if he had fun and liked the video a lot. So, and I'm glad that he does. He does have problems too, but they're just like mine. They're kind of minor. Mine are a little bit more major than his, but at the same time, it's just kind of fun. You know, it's not anything like, I hate the editor and he sucks and these videos are bad because the editor ruined it, or that something in the stream sucked and it was bad. I'm just kind of blabbering, you know.
This is so nice. I'm so glad for this to be, you know, our first time meeting each other. I'm just so excited to you know, talk to you and eat this cake. Oh man, do I have to eat? Do I have to eat the entire thing? So what do you do for work? Oh, really? That's nice to hear. Oh, me? Oh, you don't have to. Let's not make this conversation about me. Actually, I do this thing called YouTube. No, not RedTube. YouTube, like the video website. No, not that one. This
Dragged out a little bit, but that's fine.
But this cake is really
Who
good.
said this
I'm
sucks?
gonna have some more. Do you want YouTube? No, not RedTube. YouTube, like the video website. No, not that one. This
Cozy said that.
sucks.
This 6.
But this cake is really good. I'm gonna have some more. Do you want some? You don't. I'll cut you a slice anyway, because I'm getting one. You might as well, right?
Oh man,
one
that was
for
whenever we
me
had
and one
cat
for
emote
you.
meta. Now we have Halloween's, and we're tucking out the cat
Yeah.
emotes.
Are you gonna finish that? Nice. All right. Hey, thanks for watching this video. Big thanks to my patrons: Kazu,
See,
Andy,
you can see the
Genotype,
Halloween
IK,
emotes.
Griffin
Pretty cool.
Ashley, Kate the Great Teen, Juber, and Neon Sense. Really supports the videos. Also, like and subscribe if you haven't already. Bye.
And with that being said, we are basically done with all Cryptonic videos so far, because I do plan on making more of these stupid dumbass videos. I don't think anyone's going to hear or see this part, but if you do, please put down somewhere where I would be able to see it, whether it be the comments, which I don't actually think is a thing that you could do, or maybe if it's available in the DMs of mine on Discord, or in the chat message of whatever thing I send it in, whether that be its own thing or just a place that I put it. I don't know. I'm gonna try to do a little joke where I add in a channel, since Cryptonic's not awake anymore. I'm gonna add in a channel, call it Blabbermouth Reacts, and see if I could get any jokes or laughs out of it, right? What I kind of did is I made it so at the very beginning, the video was so bad, like you could only hear me a couple times. The audio sucked, the visual sucked. It was a bad video. It was extremely long, and it didn't even finish the video, right? I made it extremely bad on purpose, so that'd be kind of funny to see, and also unwatchable, right? And what I did with the second one is I made it watchable, but I also made it extremely stupid and long and drawn out. So that was also a pretty good one that I think I did. And then the third one, it was good. It had its own joke. Basically, I've been doing these like jokes that I usually see with reaction content, is that people get up and leave. They're talking way too much about something that doesn't matter. They have nothing to add, but they keep talking. They say something that doesn't need to be explained to anyone. They're eating throughout it. They don't pause the video while they're talking. They do pause the video every single time they talk. And, you know, shitty quality, everything like that. A bunch of controversies I said in the thing. And by that, I don't mean like it was controversial to say that. I mean, I'd say you need a better webcam, and then have mine be bad, even if it has the filters or not, but it doesn't matter. Yeah. Say something like that. A little joke. Anyways, I don't think anyone has the time to watch all of these, and I think if they skip through it, they wouldn't be able to hear this part. But if someone puts this in the second, on their second monitor or something, or actually has zero time or all the time to waste and watches this on full screen, thank you for watching. Like, actually, I don't know why you did that. Yeah, tell me if you've seen this part, or if you've seen all the videos almost entirely through. You know, stuff like that. And once again, I gotta say, like, Cryptonic, he's pretty cool. I don't really have any problems with him. Why'd I say that? That implies that I have any problem at all. I was just saying all those, I guess, mean-spirited things just to be honest and have something funny to say that expands the length of the video, and also kind of like little critiques here and there. Not anything like rude, just a little bit of critiques. I did a couple theories that were stupid too, and I came up on the spot. All this is live recorded. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to add any edits into this video. I'm just going to upload the whole clip. Yeah, hopefully that the audio captured all of it. I know it didn't for the first one, but that was kind of on purpose. So hopefully I didn't mess it up. And I hope that the mic sounds good on this one. I am talking pretty low and pretty monotone. But hopefully the mic kind of makes up for that because of how good it sounds, or in the previous videos, how bad it sounds. So yeah, I just blabbered on for long enough to make it 45 minutes. Thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for more reactions.